Hey everybody, thank you for joining us on the TWNRGY Podcast.
Thank you very much.
What? I just wanted to give you guys some tips on where to find us. The main thing, well obviously you found us if you're watching this, but...
you found us, thank you. We were lost for a little while.
Search, first one is YouTube. Go on YouTube and search TWNRGY, TWNRGY. And also do the same thing on Facebook, search TWNRGY. And then also we have a Patreon account. First off, we have an Instagram account. Do it for the gram, y'all. Gram it up. Grammy season's coming up. Yeah, folks. Get those Grammys.
Award-winning.
Likes, comments, whatever. But yeah, search for us on Instagram. Search TWNRGY. And then also, Patreon. We have a Patreon account. That website is www.patreon. And it'll be /TWNRGY. And on Patreon, you'll be able to see our videos and you'll have an opportunity to contribute if you'd like. Whether it's monthly or a one-time contribution, there is expenses that are factored into this, whether it's posting and other things of that sort. But if not, feel free to continue to watch us for free and enjoy the material that we put out. And Adam has some other information in regards to how you can find us.
All right. The other things you could do to find a place to, say, listen to us on is go on Apple iTunes, go on that search bar, type in TWNRGY, TWNRGY, and then our podcast will pop up. Also, same for Spotify. Just type in our TWNRGY name. It'll come up. And then go on Stitcher. It'll come up and you'll find us. And you could download an app for Stitcher and Spotify on your phone. This way it makes it easy. You get there, you're on the go.
Yeah, if you have Apple, it's already on the phone, I believe.
Yeah, you already have the Apple iTunes app on there. So, yeah, Apple, Android,
whatever you have, what your affiliation, just
whatever site you find yourself on. Download Stitcher or Spotify app. Type in TWNRGY and you'll find us.
And once you do find us on YouTube, if you could subscribe, that'd be amazing. It's just as good as contributing financially sometimes.
You can subscribe on iTunes as well.
Subscribe on iTunes.
Don't forget that.
Leave comments, leave suggestions.
We're open for it.
Open, ready for any suggestions and comments that you may have. Just let us know. We'll continue to bring information about health and wellness. And just want to say thanks again for listening to us. I'm Aaron.
And I'm Adam Fernandez.
With the TWNRGY Podcast. Love you guys. Take care.
Take care. Love you. What up, everybody? I'm Adam.
And I'm Aaron.
This is a TWNRGY Podcast. And today we're going to be talking about sugar. We've talked about sugar in the past, but just some different kind of stories. Because we've cut out sugar big time out of our diet.
Yeah, I just want to talk about how sugar has affected us lately and what we've done, and just tell you guys a little bit more in depth on how we got off of it.
So, one thing I want to say, look at the packages of food that you buy. Turn it around, or on the side, or on the bottom, wherever it may be.
Nutritional facts.
Look at the nutritional facts. That's one thing I started doing a little bit. I'm good at looking at the nutritional facts, but now I've been looking at it more so because of the sugars. I was looking at an item, but look at
carbs, fat, low carb diet, buff dude over here.
But just look at that sugar content because it's going to tell you how much is in there, the serving size. It might be how much of it you eat might be 2 serving sizes, and it could be double up your sugar content.
Yeah, because you get like those little fruit letters, and you think it's 1 serving. You flip it around to like 2.5 servings.
It's like 10 grams of sugar per serving, so you might be eating 20 grams of sugar in one little thing. So that's just something to look at. And I know I've mentioned it before, but men should have about 37 grams of sugar each day in their diet, and women should have about 24 grams of sugar in their diet every day. So no more than that. And with that being said, I kind of started looking at the things that I was eating and trying to figure out how much sugar I intake each day. And after cutting out some sugars, I realized I was taking in now about 15 to 20 grams of sugar a day, generally like Monday through Friday, and maybe it's a little bit more on a weekend or around the same.
Having a Cinnabon on occasion or whatever it may be.
Once every 2 months or something.
Yeah.
But so just my intake of sugar is coming from my vegetables. It's coming from cashews, almonds, different seeds, wasabi peas, and which I think maybe has 1 gram of sugar. It doesn't have very much.
It's crazy to think that those things that Adam's mentioning have sugar. I knew it has sugar, but
Some just natural.
Yeah, it's natural sugar, but just think about all the sugar that we're taking in our diet that we're not even thinking about, and then the stuff that we just add on our own, whether it's like honey roasted almonds, honey roasted peanuts, it's candy, whatever the case. So it's just sugar on top of sugar.
So yeah, just kind of, and then the only fruit, like people go, oh, do you eat fruit? And you say, no, I don't eat fruit. Well, do you eat avocados? Well, that's a fruit. Yeah, so that's the only fruit that I eat. For people,
good oils in it.
So I mean, I almost consider it a vegetable because it doesn't have any kind of sweetness to it whatsoever, but it's considered fruit because it has a seed inside of it and whatever, however it is, I don't know. But
strawberries are fruit, seeds are outside.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know. I could be wrong. But I'm probably wrong. But yeah, that's about the only fruit that I eat. I just don't really make it a point to have fruit unless it's some sort of occasion. But yeah, so that's where mine come from. No outside sugar sources. But then the other thing I want to say is that ever since I cut, like, one thing I had on a regular basis up until about a month ago was this tropical trail mix. I'd have like a little container poured in there. Have that. I don't even know what the serving size of that container was per the back of the nutritional facts on it, but I mean, I'm sure it was probably double at least. What I probably had 2 servings of it.
A 4th cup was 1 serving.
That was goji berries.
Goji.
That was the goji berries.
Goji for it. Go get it.
And then I would have goji berries as well. And so, anyways, but I mean, ever since I cut that stuff out, the way that I feel, my mind is clearer. I have better recall on just remembering things. My energy.
Remember to brush your teeth?
Yeah, every day right before I go to bed.
He was having problems with that. He forgot occasionally.
And so did I. So just remembering, or with taking that out and just feeling better in my mind. My energy levels were more even keel. And then also like aches and pains, specifically like my tennis elbow, like both my elbows ever since. Like,
you should see him on the tennis court.
Boom, boom, hit it up. Like, I mean, ever since the past few months, I've been doing like pull-ups and chin-ups and stuff. I hadn't really done that in a while, and my elbows have just been killing me. And then now that I cut out sugar, my elbows probably feel about 80% better. I could feel something in there a little bit whenever I'm doing a chin-up or a pull-up, but it doesn't feel as painful as it had felt beforehand, before I cut out the sugars. So, I mean, it's just good to show that I can be disciplined and cut sugar out of my life and really not look back and then not have any kind of craving for it whatsoever. If I have it somewhere, okay, whatever, but I don't need to have it on a daily basis, weekly or whatever, maybe every few weeks or something, have a treat.
And you need your sugar fix over here, a little junkie.
Yeah, itching it up. But, I mean, it's cool just to be off of it. And then like the last story that I want to share is that about 7 years ago, I was practically addicted to craisins. They're dried cranberries.
Things are freaking amazing.
They're delicious. They're delicious, very delicious. That's probably why I got hooked on them. And yeah, I just felt like a junkie. But yeah, my mom, I'd ask her, hey, I'd call her up, hey, are you going to Costco? Whenever you go, can you grab me a bag, the biggest bag of craisins that you can find?
Like 2 pounds.
Yeah, you go to the grocery store, nice little small bag, and then you go to Costco, it's this humongous thing. And so I had to get that for me, and then, man, every night I have handful after handful of those craisins. You have some too.
I did too. That's what I'm saying. Those things are lethal.
Yeah, and then I was like, at one point I realized, like, dang, I have a problem. It's like, I just had too many craisins. I didn't want to eat too much before going to bed.
Yeah.
And so then I was like,
that
okay.
was before fasting.
Yeah, like I said, it was 7 years ago. And then so I just realized, okay, I'm going to wean myself off these things. That maybe I just have like one handful every night up until a point, maybe a few weeks later, I just cut it out altogether. And ever since then, I haven't even looked back like, oh, I miss craisins or anything. Like, I've had craisins over the past like 7 years here and there.
But he's not craving craisins.
He's not craving it. Like maybe for a camping trip or something, but it's probably been a few years since I even bought any. I just don't really care and just don't eat it. Just trying to minimalize the sugar intake and cut it out as much as possible. But I mean, just shows how much of an addiction sugar was, at least for me. Because I'm just like, oh, I crave it. Oh, that means every night, like, I'm waiting until the end of the day and I have my craisins or something.
One handful, two handfuls.
Things. But instead of that, just kind of taking on better eating habits of having different, maybe cashews, almonds, whatever it may be, rather than going to the sugary craisin treat. And
yeah, something that's going to sustain your hunger, not create your hunger just to grow after like 10 minutes eating. Like, oh man, I need more.
Yeah, so yeah, just stay away. Try to cut as much sugar out of your life as possible, and you will be amazed at the way you feel and look and everything with having sugars out of your life. So that kind of concludes my area. Actually, it does conclude my section, but I'm going to pass it on to Aaron.
Alright, yeah, just kind of build off where Adam had left off in regards to sugar. For me...
Talk more sugar.
More sugar. Sugar, and more sugar. But for me, I'll say maybe like in the last year or two, I kind of thought to myself, like, man, it'd be nice just to get off sugar. Because I've gotten off a lot of other things, just stopped eating crappy foods, this, that, and the other. But then I kind of talked myself out of it.
Pork rinds, beef jerky.
Yeah. And I talked myself out of it. I'm like, you have, Aaron, self, you have a great diet, you're eating about like 90% plant-based, you're working out every day, you're supplementing, you're doing a great job. Why do you have to kick out one of life's pleasures, such as sugar, from your diet? So I'm like, self, you're right. So anyways, I just kept on eating sugar. Not that I ate a lot. Like Adam was saying, like, I'll say the most detrimental thing that we were having was the goji berries, as well as
tropical trail mix.
You
like think you're treating yourself. It's just a treat.
You got peanuts in there, we got coconut, we got papaya.
It's mainly, like, it's not as much sweet things. It's like 50-50, so you're doing yourself a favor.
Yeah, so, and then also, I was like, on random occasions, Adam and I would raid the sugar aisle, maybe get a box of cereal for the week. This has been a while since we did something like that, but it was like all nostalgic. You get the different ones, like, oh man, I love Fruity Pebbles, oh, Cocoa Puffs.
I want to be healthy and get granola this week.
Our Kicks are kid-tested, mother-approved.
I was never a fan of Kicks.
They're alright. Adam kicked them to the curb. But either way, I think they're just more... You like them because of the nostalgic aspect of it, but once you eat them, they're not that great. All the fruity ones taste like the same. Whether it's Fruit Loops, it's Tricks, this, that, and the other. And all the chocolate ones taste the same, and all the honey ones taste the same. It's all about marketing. But yeah, those, I'll say just the sugar that we were taking with the trail mix and the goji berries, and just kind of decided to take them out of my life. But part of the reason, another reason why I just wanted to take them out was from the little experiment we did with how much sugar's in the goji berries and such. But reading a book right now, actually reading two books. One of them is one that I'm actually reading, which is Genius Foods, and it talks about a lot of different foods, talks about sugars and all its different forms. And the other one is Keep Sharp by Dr. Sanjay Gupta, and both of them, like I said, Genius Foods talks about just like a lot of the negative aspects of sugar, and it's everywhere. I was thinking sometimes it's in fruits, it's always in fruits, it's in the vegetables, it's in the snacks that we have, and it causes a lot of trauma to our body, whether it's like something like diabetes, we get problem with our insulin, which would create type 2 diabetes, we get non-alcoholic fatty liver, which is basically cirrhosis of the liver, and then also just cognitive issues, and that's what the Keep Sharp book talks about. It says that people who have diabetes, whether you have regular diabetes or you develop it because you can't control yourself and you get type 2 diabetes, but people who have diabetes are 3 to 4 times more likely to develop Alzheimer's or dementia. And for me, I want to try to be as healthy, and whether it's my mind, whether it's my body, just try to be as healthy as possible. And I want to be able to control that through working out, eating well, cutting certain things out of my diet. That's why sugar has been a point of contention for me just internally, just to get it out of my life. And I just want to remember things. I don't want to forget stuff. I don't want to, I'm going to forget things, I know that for the most part, but I don't want to have Alzheimer's or dementia as I grow older. And just kind of also what Adam said, it's all about discipline.
Well, then also, I'll build on what you said just real quick. People think that eating sugar right now, I don't even notice anything with my mind. It's just kind of kicking things down to the curb because this can happen as you get older. It's not going to happen now.
Yeah.
It's going to happen later. So.
Same thing with cigarettes. Like, the exact same thing Adam said. You're not getting affected by cigarettes right now. Maybe you get a cold every time during the cold flu season because you smoke a lot. But then as you get older, you get emphysema, you get all these other issues,
whatever.
Yeah, teeth fall out, whatever the case. You have to get that little tracheotomy. It's like sugar and cigarettes. I don't know if they're on the same wavelength, but they do have long-term issues that we all just throw to the side. But it's all about discipline, and once you have, like for me, and I'm sure it's the same thing for most people, when you have discipline of one facet of your life, it can carry on to other facets. So I'm like, man, I've already kind of, for the most part, given up sugar. I'm not going to have sugar. I'm probably going to have sugary things every once in a while, but I've significantly decreased the amount of sugar.
Don't keep it in the house.
Don't keep it in the house.
That's easy. It's easy to not consume it when it's not there.
Yeah, don't buy it. Don't keep it in your cupboard. Don't keep it in the fridge.
Your little snack drawer.
Yeah, I know how we can be, whether it's our work or whether it's our home. We keep a lot of sugary treats. So be disciplined. And once you're disciplined in one facet, it carries on to others. Like for me, like now that I gave up sugar, I'm like, man, what else can I do that can benefit my life? So just for a lot of people, build on that discipline. But some of the benefits that I've experienced are very similar to what Adam has. For me, I've had a few less aches and pains. Typically have one in my knee and one in my back. My knee one has probably been diminished by like 80 to 90%. And then the one in my back, typically after a long day of either working on the computer or if I'm out in the field, I'm kind of like sometimes staring at my iPad, like kind of leaning down and try to bring it up so I'm not leaning down the whole time. But my back will get tightened, but like maybe the tightness has subsided about 70%. It still gets a little bit tight, but it's there and gone pretty darn quick, and it's not as strong as it. PDQ, yeah, pretty darn quick. But and then also for me, I'll say my energy levels, just like Adam. I think my energy levels are more sustained. Not that it was significant, but sometimes when you get those sugar spikes in your diet, when you have sugar, your energy levels go bam, kind of like when you have coffee. And for me, later on in the day, maybe my energy levels wane because I just had like a big peak when I had the sugary treats in the morning, and then now it's the afternoon, maybe I'm like a little bit lethargic, but now my energy levels are more sustained throughout the day, more beneficial. I still get tired at night. Sometimes it's harder to go to bed at night because my energy levels are so good. But it's been pretty amazing. One other benefit I've experienced is my waistline. I'm not chunky or anything, but the little fat that I did have, it's starting to just diminish and go away.
If it's not fat, inflammation.
Yeah. And then also with my arms, like my arms a little bit more defined, my stomach's more defined, and hey.
Just after like a month of not having sugar on a daily basis. Or limited amounts of sugar.
Yeah, and it's perfect timing because spring and summer are right around the corner. Get that beach vibe going on, hit the beach, hit the pool parties, whatever the case may be. But
if they bring them back,
yeah. And I'm not vain or anything, but it's just nice to see something like that as a byproduct of your discipline. But also, kind of like I'll say, people like to treat themselves. Whether your kid got a good grade, you go take them out for ice cream that night, or the team won, take them out for pizza, sodas, yogurt, whatever the case. Or if you got a raise, you're like, oh man, I gotta treat myself. You go get drinks, you go get dessert, whatever the case may be, but you're not treating yourself good. I kind of see as though you're treating yourself badly. You're treating your kids badly. You're creating these, you're developing these habits where they want to treat themselves to something sweet. And they're younger and they do that all throughout life. So I think that we can all create constructive ways, more beneficial ways to our overall health and well-being to treat ourselves. Like if you feel so compelled to want to buy something and eat something, maybe treat yourself to a healthy dinner, a salad, whatever the case may be. Or if you want to treat yourself, say, oh man, I just got a raise, I want to go share it with my friends and family. Treat yourself to an experience by maybe spending some time with them, whatever the case may be. Or treating yourself to your favorite hike, your trail, whatever the case may be. Go for a run. Treat yourself well so you can have more good times for a longer period of time. And then also, like I said, or just kind of going in line with just treating yourself badly, a lot of the times when you're having all the sugar, you're bombarding your system, you're creating this inflammation, you're getting chunkier, you're causing cognitive issues, and maybe even diabetes or internals. And it's harder for your body to function. You're a little bit more lethargic. You're focusing on the aches and pains. But I just think it's what we really need to do. Or just think about it, it's like if you weren't, I'll say this, what benefits would you be experiencing if you gave up sugar? Like I said, you have less of a spare tire around your belly. You have more energy where you can hang out with your family, hang out with your friends, do what you like to do. And also, there's a process that your body goes through called autophagy. So when you're not bombarding it with eating all the time and sugar, what your body does is it starts to repair itself. It recycles cells and also displaces old cells and does away with them. And it actually benefits your overall health and well-being. So my point is, do what you can do to limit the amount of sugar, treat yourself well, and create more, more constructive ways to treat yourself in the future. Because like Adam was saying, stop keeping sugar in the house, stop keeping it in your office, and you'll definitely see how easy it is to get off of these things. But
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, for me, that's my part on sugar. I don't know if Adam had anything else you wanted to add after.
No,
Some thoughts.
that's about it. Yeah.
All right, well, peeps, think about it. Next time you reach for that candy bar at the checkout aisle, or want to go treat yourself to a smoothie, just take a look at the nutrition facts, look at the menu, look at the nutrition facts, because there's crap tons of sugar.
Think twice.
Think twice. All right, well, thank you for joining us on the TWNRGY Podcast. My name's Aaron.
And I'm Adam. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Love y'all.
Get after it.